workshop, I want you guys to reflect first on your teaching, because I know some of you have a lot of years of experience, and I want you guys to tell me, well, not don't tell me, just think about it. Do you always use the book, the book that the school provide you? Do you always use it? Don't tell me. Just think about it. Yes. Okay, think about it. And why? Is it because the school told you? Is it because you like the book? Or is it because you don't have probably some other activities? Yes? No? Okay, so think about it. I'll give you like 10 seconds to think about it. Okay. So, if you use the book always, or if you use it but not that much, but you do other activities, tell me what activities do you usually do to engage your students, motivate them, and have them always speak English. Alright? I'll give you some time to think about it, and that you're going to tell me. So our keywords are motivate. What else did I say?
To engage your students.
That's right, it was engage. And have them speaking, thinking, writing, everything in English. Do you have your answers? Yes? Okay, so I want you to discuss it in pairs. For example, Lydia and teacher Diana and teacher Jorge with
For sure.
teacher Alicia. Alright, what activities do you do?
So maybe you first, because in my activity, I teach Mexican language, so that's why we do not have to do. But what about you?
While I teach Italian, we do have a book. I think I use it like 50% of the class, and the rest is other speaking activities like question activities or
More for like communication, for them to speak a little bit more, not just the topic that you see in the book or just.
problem solving. Like if the lesson is about trips, like has them to plan a whole trip with certain budget.
Also, I think the students get engaged when they do the PPR activities and all that. So, the more for motivating and engaged for me is the PPR.
Because most of my levels are like
And in English, actually, it's been a while. It's been a while. I have not checked English,
expect much.
the book is a good tool for us as teachers, but maybe it's not that good for students because they get like too attached to the book, and maybe that's a problem. But it's easier for you as a teacher to have all the topics there, right?
Yeah, all the activities. I also try to like bring worksheets, separate worksheets on all the topics, all different fonts of the topic I was in.
Okay, finished? Yes?
Yes.
Are you finished there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start with you guys. What other activities do you do besides using always the book, the notebook, recording to the board? What other activities do you do?
Well, actually, well, for me, I like the TPR activities for my students to be around the classroom, to be in pairs with other people, talk, do like TPR activities,
Yeah.
right?
Nice. A lot of teachers do not do TPR activities. That they think that it's only for kindergarten, like junior school. And
And
stuff.
it gets messy sometimes, but it's part of the learning process, right?
Thank you, teacher Diana.
I usually do a lot of communication, like problem solving activities, like giving them something to do, and they have to use the language.
So problem solving. communication activities also, right? Teacher Alicia, what other activities do you do?
I do, well, especially, I am more like grammar based,
Alright.
as I have more, lower levels, like, the first level, something like that. So I try to, well, to give them more structure, and then they are going to develop, as we go through the class.
Okay, let's see, what about you, teacher Jorge?
We tend to speak more, like more speaking, because we have upper level, and they tend to be afraid of speaking or making mistakes or translations, because the book is a bit not low, but lacks of items, so we tend to sometimes to translate it to Spanish as well.
Okay, so that is very good what teacher Jorge said. You have a challenge there, right? Students are afraid to speak. You as a teachers, during this semester, right, because it's fresher, what is a challenge, a major challenge you have in your classroom? Goodbye. Teacher Jorge said speaking. What about you, teacher Alex?
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm going to produce either writing or speaking. Because for them it's easier to get information than listening or reading, but whenever they want to write or to express ideas, speaking, so they are, that is the challenge.
Okay, what about, do you have a challenge? Are you facing a challenge?
I don't know, I would say maybe speaking too, or production, about maybe motivation. Because sometimes motivation, like low motivation makes them not want to stay.
Yes. Thank you. What about
And
you?
I think the same, the produce skills that we need to do is the most difficult to develop in our students, because they are afraid to speak and make a mistake, or they don't want to write because we are going to be able to see the mistakes that they do. So maybe that's the challenge that we afraid.
Very good. Thank you so much. So today we're going to talk about a little about those challenges and how to overcome them, right? So the content of my workshop, it is our warm-up activities, also group communication activities that, like you said, it is a big challenge to have our students communicating, speaking freely without being afraid. And the last one are digital tools. So do you as a teachers, answer in your head, don't tell me, do you do warm-up activities? Now tell me, do you think they are important to do warm-up activities? Yes. Teacher Jorge says no. Yes. Yes, so this is the very first thing they teach us at school, right? Warm-up activities, and then group communication activities. Do you like to do group communication activities? Yes. I really love to. Sometimes I start my classes with a group communication activity as a warm-up. Right? I write questions on the board, and then I have my students discuss it and stuff, or we discuss it as a whole group. And then digital tools. Do you use digital tools? Do you know some digital tools first? Yes, no?
Yep.
For example, Kahoot. Do you know it? What other?
Look at, obviously, Wordle, the Cambridge.
Cambridge book? Yes. So, we are going to start first with the warm-up, but I want you guys to tell me, why is warm-up activities important? Why are they important? What do you do with them? Whoever wants to answer?
Wake them up, to get them ready.
Yeah.
To
Right?
review what you
Review.
have seen.
Yes, those are two very important points, to wake them up, and then to talk about the previous, yes. So, why is warming up important? Like teacher likes to say, wake them up. So we have our students, I don't know, it's 5 p.m., 3 p.m., at whatever time it is, and they're asleep. Or they're like in their phones, they're not connected to the class, right? Because it hasn't started. So we have to go from here to here, right? Really activate it. So it is really essential to have these dynamics, because we first can activate prior knowledge, right? We are not, yes, we can do warm activities to talk about new vocabulary, new grammar points, but they also serve to connect with the prior knowledge. And obviously, they are better to have a better language acquisition, right? So we wake them up. Now what? What activities do you do to warm up? I told you that I like to do communicative activities, right? Discuss it. For example, right now in my classroom, I have second level, English second level, and we are learning about, what is the word? Life-changing experiences, right? So we have talked a lot about the past, then about our future plans and stuff. So the first thing I did was to discuss, like, have you had a life-changing experience? Teacher, what is that? So we talk about the vocabulary, the grammar, and it's a group, they discuss it. So that's what I like to do. What about you? How do you start a new topic? Whoever wants to answer.
You're thinking about that.
So in my classes, I usually do or use the bubble see, it is called the page, and also it's like they say a number and they are like speaking cards.
Okay.
And according to the previous topic, or according to any kind of topic, like for example today I did like, what do you prefer idea, no?
Mm-hmm.
And so it could be either for them using the comparison, or I would like, or I rather, but also talking about any topics. So I try to do these kind of activities like, or also I can say, I don't know, name 5 animals, or according to the card, no?
Yeah.
And as well, so talk as much as you can, or you have 1 minute to describe the picture, so in order to them to practice as much as they can.
That's very good, and I think that obviously that would wake them up, right? Because they have to start
They
thinking.
have to start.
What about you, teacher Javier?
So, since I have upper level, sometimes we just have them research some information, put it on the board.
Okay.
And since they have the previous knowledge, I just try to explain from what they bring to the class.
I see.
So,
It's like a flipped classroom.
yes.
Okay, I see. Very good. Here, what activities do you like to do?
Well, I like to use a whiteboard, from that stand up and do something like write all the words you can remember.
Okay. Yes.
Or maybe a little game, or to have anything to stand up, or use a whiteboard.
Yes.
All that.
Okay, so a lot of movement with you. Okay, and teacher Diana, what do you like to do?
Well, I like the communicative activities during the morning, so they can be able like to wake up. And I like to do circles, that we do a circle right in the middle and they are facing each other, students, classmates, and we do a circle around and they go like changing.
Okay.
And I give them a question or a problem for them to solve or something for them to share. And that's a way that they are moving around also in the classroom and they like maybe wake up.
Okay, I see. I think I might still use that one. So I am going to talk about, first, how can we warm up? First, we can think about, well, they have to be interactive, right? Because we want to wake them up. But they also have to be kinesthetic and sometimes reflective exercises, which are the ones that I like to do. But we know that if we talk about interactive activities, we get the students like listening, talking, and sometimes I had a teacher that really would warm up was to listen a song. To listen a song and the lyrics, and then maybe if we have upper levels, we can do with them an exercise about the meaning of the song. What do you think is the meaning and stuff like that? They can be kinesthetic, like Uriel's activities, like you have to stand up and go to the board and write things and stuff. And also they can be reflective, so they can use new vocabulary, grammar, cultural experiences, so they can talk from their own experiences, right? Not to think like, oh, I have to use this, or oh, I don't know what is this. So they just talk like freely, right? And I'm going to share with you an activity, a warm-up activity, and it's called Bell It Out. So you need a bell or like a buzzer, you know, a buzzer or like even a plushie, whatever you want, and you have to split the group. And I don't know the amount of people you have, but you can split them like maybe 3 groups, right? So we're we're gonna have a desk right here in front of the board. We're gonna have the bell or whatever. I'm gonna use a marker. And then we have 3 students to come. If we have 3 groups, 1, 2, and 3 from each group, right? And then the teacher, you're going to adapt it to the vocabulary you have, right? For example, I'm going to describe a word with 3 clues about it. Only 3 clues. And my clues are, it has palm trees nearby, very crowded, you can swim there. What is it? Palm trees, very crowded, and you can swim there. What place is it?
A beach?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, maybe an island?
So the students are gonna be like, what? And the first one to take or to grab the thing or like the bell, they get the answer. But if it's not correct, the other team can guess and steal the points, right? So for example, in my second level course, we have a part where we have a lot of places like beach, river, and stuff. So I think it is very good to activate the prior knowledge, like at the second class or like the third class, we already saw everything, and you can take this, right? So 3 clues, and they have to guess a word. Yes. What do you think about this activity?
It's a good one.
It's a good one. Yes, and it can work with lower levels to upper levels, right? So the second one, this is my favorite because I already used it with my group and it worked. So this second activity is called Family Fortunes. Have you heard that name? It's a TV show. Or no, it's an American TV show. So this activity, it's an adaptation of a famous TV show. And the first step is to copy this on the board, right? So we have 2 groups, which is family 1, family 2, right? Like if we divide it. So I don't know, family Pérez, right? And the second one, family Castro. And we have top 5 answers. So we're gonna have here 2 students from each group. And the teacher is going to have cards, right? And for example, the card says, what are the top 5 fruits, right? So the student that grabs for the thing or that presses the buzzer first has to say strawberry. And if strawberry is there, you put it, I don't know, number 3, strawberry. Then apple, no, apple is not here. I don't know, grapes, right? So they have to guess the top 5. But I only give them 3 opportunities. So if they didn't get the 5, the other classmate can steal the points, but just 1. They just can say 1. If they say 1, okay, you can say another 1, but if they have 1 mistake, that's it, right? So it depends on the numbers. Maybe from 5, they got 3, they get 3 points, right? And I used it with my students to practice comparatives. Right, there were a lot of questions. So, what is the most famous sports? And they had to say, I don't know, baseball, football, and like this. So I really like that one. So this was the second one, family fortunes. And the first one was what? Do you remember the name?
Bell or?
Spell it out.
Yeah.
Bell it out.
So which one do you like better? This one? Or this one?
The bell.
The bell.
The bell one, a nice, more interactive.
No.
More active and.
I'm gonna give you more activities. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to choose one and adapt that activity to your group. For example, your 4th level group, your 1st level group. Okay? Yes?
Okay, sure.
If you wanna write it, if you want to just have it in your mind. Okay? So if you spell it out, which vocabulary would you do it? Yes. And give me an example, like I gave you. Let me set the timer, because I don't have my phone.
Think about it, because I usually do but without the bell.
it going? All good? Cause we have 1 minute.
But in vocabulary. And that's the one.
¿Quieres hacer?
Emotions.
¿Te quieres? No.
Speaking about emotions that we saw.
Yeah, because I usually do this on like the 3+1 board, and I have it here already.
Remember that we saw emotions?
Not that I have this one from emotions, the ACC emotions. And so I'm going to, what emotion is this?
Way back, well, that's the easiest one. That's what it's called. So that's what that's the thing.
The 8 seconds. Alright, so time. Who wants to share? Who wants to share their activity?
Maybe outdoor activation.
Who says me? You would, you want to?
Yes,
Tell
I
us.
can share. Well, as I'm teaching Italian, we are seeing the vocabulary of movie theater.
Movie theater, okay.
Like movies, movie theater.
I see.
So I will use that type of vocabulary, like for example, the movie theaters.
For the first activity, spell it out.
Belera,
Okay.
yes.
Can you give us an
Bueno,
example?
I read in Italian.
It's okay.
but
Maybe we
Cinema,
understand.
el chivo y el motopoliato en el fin de semana. But there's food and there's
The weekend?
ramen in the weekend, yes. Very happy, like yes. And regista, el capo y la instrucción. Que it's the,
A person?
yes. The person that is behind the cameras,
Yeah.
how do you say it?
I don't know the name.
It gives instructions and stuff.
Yes.
Don't remember English.
Now you're in Spanish, right?
No, I can't. No, I said it. Okay, very good. Thank you. Anyone else who wants to share?
Well, maybe me, actually I do not teach English, I teach Mexican Sign Language.
Okay.
So we do not work with vocals, with
Yes.
words, right? We work with signs. So for me, spell it out, I will, instead of saying the words with my voice, I will sign it. I will sign the word or maybe a sentence and the first one to ring the bell, or maybe I do have flashcards with different types of topics, so maybe like mix all the
Yeah,
flashcards
that would be
around the
good.
classroom and they need to go and
And grab it,
run,
yes.
grab it out and then go again and to try to take the bell, right?
Okay, that's a very good
That's a good one,
adaptation.
yes. I like to challenge my students like
Yes,
that
very
they
good.
could go like crazy in the classroom, I like that.
Very good,
Uh-huh.
thank you. Do you want to share yours? Alexia or?
Alright, this is what I have done. I haven't done it
Yes.
in this class, but now you can just put the word on top, like emotions, like some kind of emotions, and the people that knows like the definition and what the emotion is, so they have to run and ring the bell and do that emotion and give an example, like a sentence with it.
Okay, very good. I like it. So that was for warm-up activities, right? We're gonna go to my favorite activities that are communication. But first, do you think communication is important in an English classroom? Yes, obviously. We can communicate through our voices, through writing, right? And so, yes, to foster meaningful interactions, we have to help our students to get really, to have like that fluency at the moment of speaking. But it's not their only job. That's not something they have to do and stuff. No, we as teachers have to do something really important, that is feedback, right? It's not like when they go and present their oral exam and we're like, okay, yes. But they have like a lot of issues. They maybe had mistaken a word for another, pronunciation. There are a lot of things we can give feedback, and sometimes we ignore them. So it's not like to pinpoint everything like, oh, this and this and this, no, right? Something in general. I like to pick something that maybe all the students had troubles with, and like, yes, to review it. But how can we as teachers give feedback, or how can we involve ourselves when the students are speaking? Because sometimes, okay, did they speak and I'm here, and I'm looking through the window and stuff. So I like that when my students are in groups, I tend to go and like listen to them and participate in the conversation, right? And maybe they're like, I don't know how to say it, and then I ask them, what are you talking about? What are you saying? And that's like I go in the classroom and also talk to them, right? Because sometimes they're like shy and they finish really fast, and they go like this. So I go and like, what's up? What did you talk about? Tell me, talk with me, right? So that's why feedback is really important. And I'm going to first talk about, this will be more for upper levels because we have to talk a lot, right? And these speaking activities, the name is give me the short version, but give me, not, right? So the object of this activity can be like a warm-up also, is to paraphrase or summarize a topic. Like Teacher Jorge likes to make the students to do research, right? Or they can also talk about their jobs, their career, something that they really know. The gossips also, right? What happened in the news, what happened to their favorite singer. Yeah, in school, whatever. It's something that it's not really to have to put pressure on them, something they know. And so they have to really explain it shortly, right? So what is your job? Oh, I'm a teacher. What do you do? Okay, and you try to explain it. So, but the students have to use the language that their classmates will understand because they have to explain something, right? So yes, it could be gossip, like, oh, this happened at school, but the other person doesn't know. The other person doesn't know the people, right? So you just have to explain everything, but in a short version, right? And also give feedback, right? Oh.
Hi teacher,
Hi.
one question. Are we gonna have like a little conference
Yes.
at 5?
Yes.
Is it this one?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
You can come
sorry.
in. It's okay. Sit here with the teachers if you want to.
Hmm?
Sit here with the teachers if you want to.
Oh,
Don't be shy.
discrimination.
Okay, it's getting interesting. So yeah, that is give me the short version, right? And I want you as a teachers, if you're gonna do this activity, to get involved with the students, right? Maybe you hear they're talking about gossip and you go, what are you talking about? Really? So yes, so for them to talk about that. And the second one is a yes, no game. Maybe we can do this with even first level because we don't want our students to, when we write questions or when the book has questions, like, have you done this? Yes. And they go silent, they do not say anything, they go with their phones right away. So the objective is for students to keep talking, keep going on, but do not say yes, do not say no. So what questions do you think it could work best with this type of activity? Maybe the have you ever is in third level, I think?
Have you ever, it's in the second? No,
Second.
the third.
Second,
Third,
third.
second.
Second, third, yes.
Both
So
levels,
maybe,
both levels.
have you ever ridden a horse? Yes. No. So maybe you speak more, no, but I want to. Yes, I didn't like it. Why you didn't like it, right? So sometimes the other student doesn't make questions, right? And the other students feel shy and do not say anything. So the objective of this game is you say to the students, you cannot say yes, you cannot say no. You just have to speak. Alright? Okay. So that was for these two. Now, like we did in the previous activities, I want you guys to pick one and to think about your classroom, your current class, maybe I don't know, fourth, third, second level, because we want to hear the you use these two activities to your group? What are you teaching?
English.
What level?
Well, fifth and also third level.
Fifth and third level. So I'm gonna give you also like 3 minutes, not that much time. And tell me, how would you use these activities with your class? You either pick third or fifth. So, like, we're gonna set the timer y luego lo regresamos.
I think it's not right.
Not running, really? Yeah.
Yes, because have you ever reviewed something? Yes, and so the follow-up questions. When we want, how,
Teamwork.
as much as they.
Yeah, for sure.
You teach
Yeah.
Yes, I do
You're
teach
teaching
Mexican Sign Language.
Okay.
Yes. I used to teach English, but not anymore. I passed to French, and then I stay with Mexican Sign Language. And let's see, for me, I will apply the, give me the short version in my classes, because in Mexican Sign Language, we need to translate the information, right? So if we do have a long sentence, we need to pass it in signs, and we do not have a sign for every single word. So we need to create a new message or try to give the same meaning. So it's a good activity, the one that you have there. And also for the yes and no game, I use it a lot because I like for them to speak and say or give the answers about why yes or why not, right?
Justifica tu respuesta.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also that they share like personal information,
Yes.
because they are going to do that in a real context,
Yes.
right?
I like that also.
And what about you?
Well, so as I was saying, I'm teaching Italian, and we're talking about movies and movie theater and stuff. So I'll give you a short background. It's a very good like activity. Not like to summarize a movie. They also are using like a certain type of grammatical
Terms,
tense
okay.
that is for a description about the environment and what had happened. It's a very
You
good
haven't-
activity.
Did you have it?
Yeah.
You have it?
Yeah.
Are you also a teacher?
We're cooking something here, right?
He wants to
He
participate.
wants to.
Yeah.
Very good, so you're going to tell us. And do you have a
Hey, stole my idea.
A short idea.
a short idea? Can you tell me your
I'm
name?
listening to you.
Alanis.
Alanis. Okay, very good. So we're gonna start with teacher Alanis. Okay. So how would you apply this in your classroom? The short
Well,
version is okay.
The yes no game, I'm thinking of a topic we saw recently, which was about gerunds and infinitives.
All right.
And also adding the WH words to avoid it, for the students to they could open and explain a little bit more. So I would use it in that way. I will combine it, the WH with the yes no game.
It's very good because the way question is starts on first level, right? So we can use it with this, like a random question, and then you can say why, where, how was it, right? Very good. Can you tell us?
Maybe a few weeks.
No, I feel like 3 weeks back.
We're doing an activity and we need to research about the shoes companies, like
Shoes companies,
shoes,
like shoes,
like
okay.
Converse and something like
Uh-huh.
that. And we need to try to get information information about the story of the company and try to give a little resume
Mhm.
about the history and how they create,
Where they started.
they started and
How they started.
how they started. And well, a lot of things about the
So that could be like for the person, like the short
It's
version?
like giving the short
Okay.
version about that.
Very good. And is it that connected to the book, like the topic?
Yeah, it was connected to companies in, Fresno.
Okay, nice. And do you, Alex, do you want to participate?
Yes, I also I was mentioning them that I use more like the yes no game, but also with the follow-up questions.
Okay, yeah.
Like always like the when, why, where, and so they start speaking.
Yeah.
So yes, it's like the never fails, no? Like,
Yeah.
okay, keep talking, tell me more.
Okay, very good. So now we're getting close to the end, but now we're gonna go to technology. So technology, question mark. Do you use technology in your classes? Yes, but technology, I'm talking about resources like Kahoot, Wordwall, Bluekit, not like doing a paper in Word and like presenting it and copy that, right? That's not technology. But do you use it? Yes. Yes. Yes.
In some places, it's not possible.
I know, we don't have the facilities, right? But what digital tools do you use? What, something, share with us, tell us.
I use Drive. With the students online, I use Drive. They create presentations. We also use the Drive documents, so they could work on it at the same time.
Oh, yes.
Collaborate and complete that activity. So I really like that one.
Is it on their phones? They bring their own devices?
When it's in class, they use their device. Some of them have laptops, others tablets. Those who don't have either or, they use their phones. They still have access.
I'm missing when we could go to Semai and use the labs. I've been thinking about that recently because I didn't want to print. I didn't want them to write. It was like, oh, if we could go back in time and use the computers. Alright. So, why using technology? I know some teachers don't want to use it, and sometimes it's really tiring to go and create games like in Kahoot or in Bluekit. It's like, I want to do it, but I don't want to do it, right? So, but they play a fundamental role in improving language acquisition, and sometimes students like to really play something. So they're learning, and at the same time they play, and at the same time they're learning. And the thing with technology is that we can personalize it, right? We do it ourselves with Kahoot, for example. We can personalize it, we can adapt it to what are we learning? WH questions, alright. So we do an activity instead of looking for one online, right? And what I like about digital tools is that we can practice the 4 skills: grammar, vocabulary, listening, speaking, writing, whatever we want. So I'm going to share with you 3 digital tools, right? The first one is going to be Mentimeter. Do you know it?
Yes.
Have you heard it?
Yes.
Have you used it?
Yes.
Yes. I really like it because sometimes students don't want to speak or they're shy, and you want to have them participate in some way, right? And if they use Mentimeter, they can participate. We don't know who wrote it. But we can see it and stuff. Then we have Grammar Bites. Have you heard of it? No? I found it on TikTok. Yes. And then we have Inglu. I think it's Inglu, like English, something. No? Do you know it? No. So the first one, Mentimeter. So this is a tool created to liven up our classroom. We can do multiple choice questions. So instead of them to answering a question on their notebook, we can have them here at the board. Maybe we have a projector or here with the TV. We can also have open-ended. I mean, that was the open-ended multiple choice. They choose one, right? Then we have word cloud, which is just choosing one word. Like, what do you think of this? Pretty. Oh, how was your weekend? Good, bad, whatever. Also skills, Q&As that you can put certain questions at the same time and they answer it, and you have. And what I like about it is it tells you how many people are in your presentation, how many people have responded. That's what I like. So we're gonna go to this QR code if you help me. Si no lo ves, un poquito más grande. It's here. Yes, because it's really small. So we're gonna go to Mentimeter, and we're gonna answer question number 1, which is what have you learned so far? So type a question. Type an answer. Of a new app. Good. That was fast. New activities. Imagínate que 3 ya respondieron. There's one missing. New activities, new app. Some extra activities, so a lot of activities, right? Yes. And what? How to apply yes, no questions. Yeah. How to not apply maybe, right? Because we don't want them to say yes, no. Okay, that is the first question, because I want you to see how to interact with this app. We have number 2. What do you prefer? A silent classroom, an engaged classroom, a classroom that participates, yes, but now and then. Sometimes never, sometimes no, sometimes So which one do you prefer? You choose one. An engaged classroom, yes. A silent classroom. ¿Alguien respondió a silent classroom?
No.
No, right? Who's saying
He's an introvert.
2 people out of 4 have responded. Yes, someone answered a silent classroom. Teacher Jorge, was it
No.
Hey, teacher, no es silencioso. No, it is. And teacher Jorge is always listening to music, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Okay, so I can engage classroom 1, but is there someone that wants a class that participates now and then? Okay, it's valid, right? And the last question, what activity do you plan to use in your next class? Hear your students, what activity do you want your teacher to do?
The one with the bell.
The one with the bell, right? Give me the short version. Good. Spell it out or give me the short version, spell it out. So spell it out is really popular. I thought no one would like it because it's like really simple. Spell it out. So spell it out 1. And that was the last question for Mentimeter. So you can see that we can do a lot of questions. I have used it with my students. When you have like a lot of questions and you don't want to have them writing or like speaking, something that I always do. I have them always speaking, always writing. Now we have something else, right? We can see that the answers right here, and we don't know who answered, so we can read it and say, what do you think about this, and start a discussion, right? So that was Mentimeter. The next one is Grammar Bites. The only thing about Grammar Bites, as you can see, it has a shark. It has that advanced English. So this is for English native speakers, but also for advanced English students. And what we have here is a good option for reviewing vocabulary, grammatical forms, anything you want in English. And we can also find a lot of resources. We can find explanations, like it has literally presentations about certain topics. So if you don't have time, you can go there and look for it. The only thing is that maybe it would not suit you, like your personality and stuff, but you have it there, or you have the information there, and you can adapt it. You also have online exercises, and have your students do it in their computer, in their cell phones, or you can have the same exercises, but as worksheets, as printouts, as handouts, right? So you can print it out and give it to your students. And they also have YouTube videos. They have a lot of things. And I'm going to show you the page right now. It's this one. So you start, and we have first the terms, like definitions of common grammar terms, right? So if you don't have time, if you don't want to look it up, you have it right here. You also have exercises. This one are the online exercises. For example, we can go to irregular verbs. Exercise 1. Start. And then it says, when mom, out of the kitchen rough, dog hair, breadcrumbs, coffee grounds, and spaghetti noodles, flew through the air and dusted the sidewalk. When mom shook, had shook. What is the answer, teachers? Or the students, what do you think is the answer? So you know what is, we're talking about shake, right? Like this. I think she did that. Shook. Shook out. Had shook.
I don't wanna be incorrect. In
Everyone
front
is
of
like-
all my colleagues. But I think it's C.
Had shook.
I think, because the verb is a past flew through the air and dusted the sidewalk. What do you
Yeah,
think?
right.
Teacher George, you're my teacher.
Help us, teacher.
I'm with the ladies,
Up with the ceiling.
because the same thing with doors are in the past.
So shook or had shook?
No, let me see.
I'm scared.
No, no, está chueco.
Chat GPT.
No, no ChatGPT, please.
No.
Give me new B. Okay, teacher George said B. Let's see.
Good job.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, it was right. And this app gives you prices.
I'm with the ladies.
So yes, and we can, if the students don't understand, like, why was shook, why wasn't it had shook, we can go to, we can get an explanation, or we can go to the next item, right? And so we have a lot of, you have to see if you want irregular verbs, if you want, they also have like prepositions, they have a lot of things. And let me go to the very beginning. Then we have the handouts. So, like I told you, the things we have online, that like this very exercise, we can have them in handouts. So we print them and we give to them. We also have tips or rules. So you don't have time to do the exercises, we have here, like how to do them, more exercises. I told you have presentations, and we have YouTube videos. So, but like I tell you, this is a really advanced English. We even as the English teachers were like, I don't know, right? So that is grammar. What do you think about it? And the last one is this one, Ingu News. I use it today for the first time with my students, and it's also for intermediate, advanced levels. I have a second level class, and I used an intermediate, and it wasn't that difficult. But first, this is for news, so we can connect the students from news from all around the world, right? But they also have more material, like the other app, we can find pronunciation material, speaking tests, even IELTS, exam preparation, so it's very good app. Vocabulary, and they also have business English. So with my students today, I use it for news. We have daily news, and we have here the level. If it's intermediate, if it's advanced. And with my students, we read something about health. But I don't remember which one was it. So yeah, if we click, for example, there's a lot of news about Japan, I don't know why. I don't know this one. We click on the news, and first we have vocabulary. It's vocabulary that maybe students won't know. For example, in, that is not a word that is really used. And in, it's like posada, right, in Spanish. posada anymore. So what is an in? And we have here the sentence where you can find it. And here we have the meaning. A place providing accommodations and stuff like a hotel. We have this word like environmentally friendly, like students could be like maybe environmentally, like what is that? So I liked it that we can prepare the students with vocabulary or just tell them to read the article. We also have an AI generated audio, so we can do like a listening exercise or a reading. So they can read it. If they didn't understand the words, maybe they could go to this vocabulary part. And they also give us questions related to the reading. So I like that. And I use it with my students for them to answer these questions individually. Right? Individually, we check them out and then we went to discussion. So now students can discuss with each other and not writing, just speaking, right? So I really like this one with news. And sometimes students don't know any other countries. My students, they have challenges remembering the names of other countries. They only know like Mexico, United States, that's it. So maybe they can read it and learn about new places, new cultural things, new vocabulary, a lot of stuff. But like I told you, if we go to English, normal English, we click on materials, I think. Yes, we have here conversation. So improve your communication skills and have better conversations. And here we have from beginner to advanced. That is very good. We have business, and I liked it because now it's pretty funny. Travel and culture, we can learn useful phrases for traveling abroad. So we can really look through this app and find something that could work with our class. And so that's it. I hope you liked it. I hope you are going to use one of these, that you find it useful. What do you think about the digital tools? Were they good? Yes.
Yes. Thank you
Worth
very
to
much.
look it up. So thank you very much for being here and